If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 26 of the second season here at AC Milan. This is the last video of the second season. We'll be having a season roundup. We'll see how we got on in all the competitions that we were involved in. Have a look at the other leagues around Europe, see who else will be joining us in the Champions League next year. And obviously have a quick final squad report so we can see how everyone has been getting on. We'll discuss a little bit about transfers with regards to the squad that we have currently whilst doing the squad report. But let's start off and see how we got on in everything we were involved in this year. The Coppa Italia final went up yesterday, so watch that first if you haven't, by the way. Drop today's video a thumbs up as well if you haven't to this point, and subscribe too to make sure you're going to get season number 3 in your sub boxes. But as you can see on screen, we smashed Serie A this year, only defeated 3 times, and we win the league by a full 9 points ahead of Napoli and Juventus, who both finished on 72. Lazio and Udinese have to settle for Europa League football, and our intercity rivals, Inter, finished in 6th with 66 points. Roma down in 9th. Real poor season for Roma there. Really unexpectedly poor season as well, to be fair. Would have expected them to be challenging for the Champions League, and they were nowhere to be seen all year. Lost 13 games. 13 games, that's almost unheard of for Roma. Bari, Cesena and Carpi were down the bottom. Bari on 19, Cesena on 23 and Carpi on 26. All 3 were relegated a long time before the end of the season, unfortunately for them, as we were crowned Serie A champions a couple of games before the end of the season as well. We won the Italian Supercoppa at the beginning of the year. Of course, we won the Coppa Italia last year, and Inter won the league. This year, of course, we won the league and lost the Italian not the Italian Super Cup, the Italian Coppa Italia. So we'll be playing Torino again in the Super Coppa because, of course, we won the league. So winner of the league plays winner of the Coppa Italia. This time we won the league and lost the Coppa Italia, but obviously, as you can see here, thanks to that 1-0 scoreline against Torino, that game will be replayed in the Super Coppa next year. So hopefully we can get some form of revenge against them, although I obviously would have preferred to have won the Coppa Italia this season as well. Never mind, we got at least one major competition this year in Serie A. The Champions Trophy was something that we won in pre-season, but that doesn't really count in the European Super Cup. Porto beat Fenerbahce. Really surprised with the Champions League winners last year, and to be fair, the Europa League winners last year as well. We'll move on to the Champions League. It might take a little while to change slate, so bear with me. Winning the Champions League this season were Bayern Munich with a 3-0 scoreline over Barcelona. They beat Chelsea in the semis, sadly for me, being a Chelsea fan, and Barca beat Juventus in the semi-finals for their run to the final, also beating Marseille and Manchester City. Bayern also knocking out last year's Europa League winners Fenerbahce, as well as PSG in the round of 16. In the Europa League, Wolfsburg were victorious with a 2-0 scoreline over CSKA Moscow. It takes so long to switch from slate to slate when you get to the European competitions when checking this competition screen. It's so weird. It takes like a full 30 seconds to go from the Champions League to the Europa League. It's ridiculous, because then you could just change as quickly as you want between the others. Anyway, we were obviously not involved at international level, so we'll have a quick look at the other sides around Europe, and then we'll have a glance at, of course, who got the golden boot this year in Serie A and in Europe. But in England, Manchester United won the league by 3 points ahead of Chelsea. Obviously, in real life, this being the second season, and next season in real life, that Manchester United side, if it were realistic, would be managed by Jose Mourinho. Man City 3rd, Arsenal, shock, 4th, Liverpool 5th, and Spurs 6th. Everybody where you might expect them to be, at least in the with regards who's in the top 4. Maybe perhaps you'd expect Chelsea or City to be above Manchester United in the top 4. But regardless, that is the way things are. West Brom, Middlesbrough and Sheffield Wednesday relegated. Watford and Norwich promoted, as well as one of Cardiff, Hull, Burnley or Bournemouth. And as always, just out of curiosity, came 4th. So they're in the playoffs. Whether they got promoted or not, I'm not sure. But that's a good season for Cambridge. PSG won in France by 4 points ahead of Marseille and Lyon. Germany, Bayern München won the league by 9 points, same way that we did. Wolfsburg in 2nd and Borussia Dortmund 3rd, Schalke 4th. Italy, we obviously know what the situation is here. Getting promoted are Hellas Verona, Empoli, and then someone else in the playoffs. And we'll have a quick look and see how things went down in Spain. PSV win in Holland, Benfica win in Portugal. who won in Scotland. Shock. Celtic and Real Madrid won La Liga by 2 points ahead of Atleti and Athletic. And Barca only finished 4th on 81 points. Very tight at the top of the table, though. Sevilla there in 5th and Valencia in 6th. Surprised that Barcelona were quite so low, but we'll have a quick look at the player stats. And unsurprisingly, Carlos Bacca wins the Golden Boot in Serie A by 9 goals. 26 he scored this year in Serie A. That is phenomenal. Dumbia there in 2nd on 17, and then a handful of people on 16 goals. Any other Milan players there? Verdi got 10 in the end. Good season for him. That's it. Assist-wise, Verratti with 9, Berardi with 8, Bonaventura with 7, Bacca with 7, Mauri with 7. Any other Milan players in the top 25? Yes, Verdi there with 5. And clean sheets. Donnarumma gets the Golden Glove as well. So we get the league win, our player gets the Golden Boot, and our goalkeeper wins the Golden Glove. 18 clean sheets for Donnarumma this year. Disciplinary-wise, we were pretty good. I never tend to get that many bookings, etc., to be completely honest. So let's have a quick look at the squad report. Obviously, as you can see there, Thiago Silva is unavailable for selection right now thanks to the international competition that's going on. But Gianluigi Donnarumma is still my #1 goalkeeper, 83 rated overall, and looking very, very good as per usual. No growth this year. We haven't trained him, of course. We've been training the young goalkeeper. Well, I say young goalkeeper. The younger goalkeeper we have, Bonaventura, so hopefully he can improve. Actually, let's sort by positions so you can see what we have in each position. This is the young guy, Christian Bonaventura. Also 18 years of age, actually. Thought he was younger than that. He's up 2 ratings to 69. I've been training him all year as well in the training modules. So hopefully he can continue to grow and he'll be a good backup keeper to Donnarumma. At right back, Alessandro Florenzi has been absolutely fantastic for us. Again, continuing to grow. I haven't been training him. He's just grown like that of his own accord. 43 games played, 2 goals, 1 assist. Piccini has been brilliant. He says form bad, but I really enjoy playing with Cristiano Piccini, and he will definitely be staying at the club next season. Calabria, again, out on loan, and I'll try and either move him on permanently or leave him out on loan for next year. Alessio Romagnoli, 40 games played. His morale is threatened and his form is bad, but I put him back into the starting lineup alongside Thiago Silva for this season, and Maximovic was the player that fell to the bench in the end with regards to Thiago Silva taking that first team spot. But all of my defenders have been brilliant this year. Rodrigo Eli also growing quite nicely at 72. Thiago Silva, no decrease in his physical or technical stats, so quite happy to keep him on for another year. I think at centre-back, we're quite happy with the way things are right now. Tonelli wants to leave, and I will try and sell him on. I tried in January, and nobody came in for him. Mexes is retiring, so you know, we're going to lose him. And Paletta, I tried to move him on and couldn't. Hopefully we'll be able to do so in the next season. And Vergara out on loan this year at Nottingham Forest, grown up 3 to 74. So I may contemplate starting him over Rodrigo Eli, but I know Eli is a good player, and Vergara I haven't really played with at all, so I may still look to move Vergara on, despite the fact that he's a little bit higher rated. Mattia De Sciglio, a little bit of growth from him. Again, really underwhelmed with his growth. I thought he was supposed to be a youngster that really flourished, but he's not grown much for me at all. He's a solid performer, but I mean, Nicola Muru has been pushing him for a first team spot recently. Muru has been very good for me. He's currently transfer listed because we're thinking about bringing up the young left back we have in the youth setup, and I'll show you him a little bit later on. Although I'll mention it later. I'll mention it when we get there. There's something someone put in the comment section that I want to clarify with you guys when we get there. Jorginho is up 1 to 79, 4 goals, 7 assists for him this season. Obviously, he dropped out of the starting lineup when we brought in Verratti. Mario Piccinocchi has been not used, basically, for me at all. Federico Bernardeschi is up 2 to 81. 3 goals, 3 assists for him this year. Still only 23 years of age. Suso, I tried to sell on. Nobody wanted to buy him. He's grown really well, though. Scored 2 goals and got 1 assist in all of the games he played for me this year. Probably going to try and sell him on again, though, in the summer. Marco Verratti, I haven't trained. He's just booming. 89 rated overall now. Valued at 51.5 million. We paid 58. He's got 4 goals and 9 assists. What a player. What a player. Jose Mauri up 1 to 79. He's seen his first team football kind of cut back thanks to the form of Simone Verdi. He's got 4 goals and 8 assists this year, Jose Mauri. He's improving, but his form in the first season was definitely a lot better than it was in the second. Andre Modic is growing well, but he played once for me and got 4.3, and I don't enjoy using him, so Probably going to send him out on loan again. Jeremy Bretonnier, up 4 overall now. He's continuing to grow. Obviously, he's a glitched player that has kind of shot up past his set potential. 1 goal, 1 assist in 15 games for him, though. I did start to get better with him when it came to how I was using him. When he first joined, he felt a little bit clunky, but as the season's progressed, I've kind of found the way to play with him properly. So he'll see some more first team football next year. Kutska, I'm probably going to have to let go because of the way that his physicals are starting to drop, which is a shame because he's been very good for us. But sadly, I think his time at the club is over. Alessandro Mastali is out on loan at Modena, and his contract is coming to an end. I'm just going to let that expire. Don't see any reason to keep hold of him. Bonaventura is currently unhappy. Why are you unhappy? Feels he's under. Oh yeah, he was underpaid. Actually, no, that's the thing. I tried to offer him a contract. I offered him exactly what he wanted, and he said, I want to leave. I'm going to let my contract expire." Only thing is, he's got 2.5 years left on his contract, so he's just still going to play for me for the next season. 6 goals, 10 assists for him this year. It's been very good for me, so I don't see any reason to move him on. His time at the club was threatened. We ended up keeping him, and I'm glad we did. Similarly with Simone Verdi. He almost moved on, and we kept him, and he was really good for me too. Gianfilippo Felicioli is going to go back out on loan again. Simone Verdi, no growth whatsoever from him, but 14 goals in all competitions and 7 assists. Brilliant. Only 76 rated, but don't see any reason to replace him. He's good enough, and you should take the in-game performances over the fact that he's only 76 rated. So clearly 14 goals, 7 assists. He's good enough to maintain that starting role. Cameron Brown is leaving me. He's my Scout Future Star from the first season. That is terrible. I'm going to try it and get a better Scout Future Star next season. Hachi Mastor will come back from Malaga. His loan spell is coming to a close. We'll try and feature him in the first team if we possibly can to some extent. Domenico Berardi, 82 rated still, 22 years of age. No growth from him, but 7 goals, 9 assists, although he did only come in January, but he's very, very good for me. So he'll continue to be my starting right-sided midfielder. Carlos Bacca. 34 goals in 43 games, as well as 9 assists. So he did still maintain the scoring or contributing to 1 goal per game average. 34 plus 9, 43. 43 games played. Just outstanding, Carlos Bacca. Absolutely brilliant for us this season. And will stay at the club. He may be 30 years of age, but his stats aren't dropping. If his stats start to drop when we go into the next season, then I'll contemplate moving him on. But he's been so good, I would be stupid to move him on. And by Niang, I tried to move him on, nobody wanted him. No, actually, people did want him, but he wouldn't sign a contract for anyone for love nor money. So, unfortunately, Mbai Niang is still here. I'll try again to move him on next season. Pato came in and scored 10 goals and got 3 assists for us in all competitions. Decent acquisition for free, has to be said. Gianmario Comey played 1 game for me, was terrible. He will remain on the transfer list and get sold. And same with Beretta, 66 rated at 25 years of age. He will get moved on and sold. El Shrawi's up 2 to 82 rated. 5 goals, 6 assists for him on the left-hand side. Very good player. And that rounds out the first team squad report. We'll quickly show you the youth players. As things stand, we have Fabio Barros being our best potential of 89 to 94 for left-back. But the thing someone mentioned in the comments is, apparently his physical stats won't ever improve because his overall is higher than 60 at the age of 16. Now, I don't know how much truth there is to that. If it is true, then feel free to let me know. And then we might not call Barros up and might just continue to train him to then sell him on. This guy, Giulio Camilli, is supposedly able to get to 80 to 86. I'm hoping they take a big bump once they reach 17 years of age, once we get into Season 3. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm really unsure. If his physical stats aren't going to grow, I may still call him up, because just because he isn't the fastest doesn't mean that he can't be world-class, so we'll just have to see what happens, I suppose, with that regard. We do have a fair amount of money left at the end of this season. We've got 14.4 million for finishing top of Serie A, so I've got nothing to spend that money on. I may spend it on better scouts and youth scouts, etc. before the end of the season, but that is going to bring season number 2 to a close. Now, with regards to transfers, I really don't know what to do, because we have an amazing squad already. We just underperformed in the Champions League, but we know that we're good enough to win Serie A comfortably. we probably should have won the Coppa Italia last year. So next year we're going to go for the treble, but the main aim is the Champions League. We've won Serie A now, we've won the Coppa Italia from Season 1. I want to win the Champions League here at AC Milan before either moving on or starting a different career mode. So we're going to do at least one more season here at AC Milan, or in this particular save, at least one more season at AC Milan, and then maybe we'll move on in this save, or maybe we'll start a new career mode. I haven't yet decided, but we're definitely doing one more year at Milan. So if you're looking forward to that, drop the video a like rating and subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on any of Season 3. And obviously there'll be some My Player content over the next few days as well. I think you'll be seeing this Thursday, so there'll be a My Player video tonight too. So ensure that you check that out when it goes live at 6:30. But for now, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.